All right, guys, let's talk about collections now. And so, for starters, collections are Metabase's way of organizing all of our dashboards, models, questions, SQL queries, and pretty much anything else that you can think of. And so, we can go ahead and just look in our analytics, for example. And so, we'll go ahead and click on this, and you'll see that inside of our analytics is another collection. And if we hover over this little tooltip, we'll see that these are some examples to get started with. And so everything that we're looking at right here is basically just boilerplate data analysis and cards that Metabase includes in order to teach us about how the cards are built and things like that. And so, for example, let's go ahead and just click on best-selling products right here. Wait for that to load. And this should be a list of the best-selling products. And we can see, all right, the number one best-selling product is the aerodynamic copper knife. Cool. I have no clue what that is. And, if we want to see the raw data, this is what it looks like. And then if we come back up here to examples, we can go ahead and look at that there's not only all of these cards that are saved here, but there's also dashboards. And so let's go ahead and click on e-commerce insights. And we'll take a look at this dashboard. And so first of all, a little bit about the dashboards here. We've got the filters up top, and then down beneath here, we've got all of our cards. Some of them, there we go, they're just starting to load in. So we've got revenue per quarter, revenue goal for this quarter, kind of the progress of how we're doing, revenue and orders over time. Additionally, this dashboard actually has multiple tabs in it. So we've got the portfolio performance and the website analysis tab. And so we don't want to wait for that to load in. We want to explore some more, and this is a model. So this is yet another kind of type of thing that you can store in these collections. It's not just limited to SQL queries and questions. It's almost anything that has to do with your data. You can store it in these collections. And so, additionally, whenever we create our Metabase instance and run it, it will create your personal collection for you. This is a great place to store all of your tinkering and maybe like ad hoc data analyses that don't really fit anywhere else, because no one else is going to see this. And so this is just for you, and it's a great area to like I said, to tinker. And so one other thing about these collections over here is that you can have permissions. So you can say, hey, I want these people to have access to these specific questions, or I want these people to only have read access to this set of questions in this collection. And so it has a lot of ability to control who sees what, which we'll talk about later on in a video. And so before we end this, I just wanted to show you guys how we would create and delete a new collection. So if we come right up here to the new button, we press that and we can look at all these options. The one that we want is collection. And so we can just name it test collection. And the description is totally optional, but for this one, we'll fill it out. We'll say this is my fancy new collection. And then you can specify where you want it to go. So if you click on these three dots, you can see, hey, I want to put it in my personal collection, or over here in that personal collection. For now, let's just put it in our analytics, and we'll select that, then we'll create. And as soon as you do that, it will just take you straight to that new collection. And if you take a look over here, there it is, right? And now if we want to delete it, say we're done with it, and there's our little tooltip. That's what we typed in. We can just come here, move to trash, and there we go. So those are collections in Metabase.